Hello and welcome back, everybody, to Three Dudes
That
Podcast.
sounded like a news intro.
Three Dudes Podcast, episode 27.
Episode 27. We have passed the half-year mark.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Who would have thought? Us. Actually, we planned this.
Yeah.
Broden Wonderlick, you want to do the intros?
Yeah.
It's your intro, bro. Sorry for cutting you off like that.
I'm Broden Wonderlick. Across from me is Easton Bennett in the Vikings jersey, and centering us is Liam Owens.
Centering us. Vikings jersey, big Vikings game today. We got an early recording here, 11 a.m. recording. That's probably 11:30 now, but
we've never done something
31.
like this.
yeah.
We're
on
early,
new territory.
early bird special episode here.
The early bird gets the worm.
It's true.
The late bird.
But the worm that sleeps in doesn't get got.
Doesn't get got. There's your saying of the day.
Yeah.
Saying of the day.
Quote of the day.
Quote of the day. Vikings play today against the Giants, wild card weekend. So good thing we're recording this before, because if we were recording it after and they lost, I would be in a
wearing
different
your
mood.
Amon Ross jersey.
Yep, exactly. I would just like to preface this episode with, if I have somewhat of a lisp, I have a stitch in my lip and a fat lip. So that's where that's coming from.
Just give the people a
Is it
little bit of
still
a
fat?
context there.
Yeah, on the underside, on the undercarriage
Oh,
of the
yeah.
lip. Yeah. I got high sticked in the face in men's league hockey. Happens, but yeah, kind of sucks. And I got to go get the stitches out here in like 3 or 4 days. So
Now that you fucking brought it up, check it out.
What are you doing?
for those of you listening,
Don't worry about it.
He's
He's
undressing.
removing his sweatshirt.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Huge bruise on the arm.
Yeah. Men's league hockey.
Did you block one, eh?
No, me and fucking Bo Ricketts went toe to toe.
Really?
Yeah, I was looking at the puck trying to learn how to stick handle, and he was looking at something else, and we just can
he
at
got
Was
each
it
other.
as bad as the one with Willard? When Willard
Not
was,
even close. No, I still went down because I hit Bo, and Bo's
Bo's a large man.
He's a big dude. He used to be an enforcer and actually play, and so he's got a huge bruise on his arm too. Actually, coincidentally, because I actually hit him with the butt of my stick.
Just tell him it was your shoulder, though.
The old,
exactly.
The old spear. I love that play. Go into the corner and just give him a little pop right there in the side.
Did you
It was-
Ross the
it
Boss Ray?
It was
afterwards?
center ice.
Just skate it behind him and wham!
Just whack
Barry
him.
Bonds him.
Just did the
No,
old
I couldn't.
mutual combat right in the middle of the rink. Hey?
Yeah, we just shook hands. And no, but that Willard story is so funny.
It
dude.
is,
I,
it's
that
good.
I laugh every time. I actually totally forgot about it. Did you ever hear about that? I don't know. I don't think you were on the team. It was
No.
back when I was on Team Yellow. Me and Willard skated into each other. He was skating backwards, and Willard's a fridge. And so I was doing
Well, he
something.
listens to this, so he's
Well,
gonna hear
Willard,
it.
you're.
Let me just say,
Willard.
Willard was not skating backwards. He was just gliding
Yeah,
backwards.
just coasting.
And he he was skating backwards, waiting for a centering pass, and I was going up and trying to skate behind him. And
Yep.
I am not that great, and I hit Willard, and I just went
Fell immediately.
straight back. Yeah,
Pancaked.
And-
And Willard turned around like he had maybe hit a little bump in the ice.
yeah,
What the hell was that?
Yeah.
straight down.
Yeah, Willard, tough to get the puck from. Pretty good at protecting it. It's big body out there.
He's
It's
good.
moving around. Yeah.
Division I hockey player.
Yeah.
That guy's good.
He's all right. Let's get into some comments this week. Last week's episode on cults. I think we got some pretty good feedback from it. We heard from the bar last night that people like cults. And they like the podcast on cults too.
Did they?
I
didn't
heard
hear
that
anything.
quite a
Jersey-
few times, actually. Yeah, Jersey was huge.
Jersey said that
On that.
last night. The one thing I will say is we didn't touch on the Branch Davidians, which apparently is like one of the biggest cults ever. And I dropped the ball on the research on that one. But, Branch Davidians, do your own research. It's apparently...
It's an interesting find.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
That's all news to me. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I've heard
It's,
a little bit about him.
John Koresh, I think his name was the leader of it. And it was just, it's one of the biggest cults ever. I don't really have that much information on it, but Branch Davidians, if you guys if you like the podcast, you want to learn more about it, research that.
You mean biggest, like most notorious, or like popularity wise? Like they had a lot of people.
I want to say both.
Really?
Yeah. Because when I was doing the research, I saw it and I was like, okay, I got to do a point on the Branch Davidians. And then we did the show without me doing the point on the Branch Davidians. So
Gotcha.
that's where I fumbled, and I found that out last night too. But you know what? People make mistakes, and I am people. Jonah Lanto says, I love Sonic branding. The power-up noises of things I turn on and I use are fun. I like to hear them. Honestly, it's one of my favorite things too.
Like when Mario grabs a mushroom or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love because we were doing the JBL example.
Yeah.
That you guys actually nailed that. Like yeah.
Yeah.
When I listened back
solid,
to that,
Yeah.
People,
that was pretty good.
yeah.
But it's stuff you don't
Bluetooth.
even realize. You never
Bluetooth
even
mode.
realize it until it happens. Like someone brings it up, like it's always there in your brain. Like if you heard it in passing, it would click.
And we, after we filmed that episode, for like 2 or 3 days after that, everything I turned on, I started to realize it.
Yeah, it has a sound. Yeah. You never realize it until afterwards.
Yeah, we're just making people aware of, things around them.
Mm-hmm.
Shane Soltis says, usually they are genius IQ, totally warped though. Same with serial killers, talking about cult leaders.
Yeah.
Right.
Seems to be, they must be geniuses.
Yeah. I imagine it's
Book readers.
Yeah, it's probably a lot like it's like there's a chronological order of events and they know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to manipulate people. They know they're preying on these guys that have something that they want.
What could a cult leader do if he actually applied himself? When people go through school and they're like, Jimmy was a smart kid. He just didn't apply himself. Those kids are becoming the cult leaders.
Probably. Maybe that's them.
I think you're
their
talking
way.
about me.
What would you accomplish, Broden, if you applied yourself?
I definitely wouldn't start a cult, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean,
You could be the consigliere.
I just gave up, man, in school. Got
Yeah.
great grades and then went to college and didn't give a shit.
Just
School's not for everybody.
No, it wasn't for me.
Broden's got a weird thing. Like, he's very smart and like the knowledge in his head, I'm about to pump your tires, is always there, and just like random shit you don't need, right? So it's kind of a waste of space. Airing out your tires. And, but yeah,
It's a backhanded compliment.
Yeah. But some people go to school, you don't want to know a textbook. Like, I don't want to sit there and read and do papers, but I'm going to have this knowledge if we ever go to like a trivia night.
Yeah. Well, that's like
I've always wanted to do one of those, a trivia night, just on
to see.
like like not like a specific topic, but like just a general. Yeah.
They have them at Atypical. We could do
Really?
a 3 dudes one, yeah.
Really?
We should
That would actually be sick.
Yeah.
I think between the three of us, we could hammer out some wins.
We'd have to practice because I get so like nervous during trivia.
No,
I don't know why, but I'm like, fuck, I don't know. And then I think about other people answering and
just do this. This guy's not afraid of anything, whether it comes like in public.
yeah.
So if you know the answer,
true.
just tell him and let him blurt it out.
Yeah,
He
I
doesn't
will.
give a shit.
That's true.
I'm a megaphone. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm scared of that, about being wrong. I'm scared, like, it makes me anxious thinking that someone's going to beat me to it. Like, I'm like, fuck, thinking. And then when they do it, I'm like, shit.
Yeah. I just did this last week in class. We were doing code book trivia
Mhm.
to see who could, the winning team got to leave early for class next week.
Yep.
And there were some questions that I wasn't 99% sure on. But since we were doing it like Jeopardy style, if you got the question wrong, you got a minus point. And I was like, I don't know. And I wouldn't raise my hand. And then the other team would get the answer. It was the answer that I thought it was. And I was like, fuck, dude. Like, I knew it.
You just got to bet on
But
yourself.
I just didn't. I don't know. And that's what I guess I should be better at doing that.
Yeah, next time just shoot it out because, you look at the cost benefit, like the benefits versus the cons.
Yeah.
Benefit is you get most of them right. Cons is you're one of the losing teams anyways.
Exactly. But we did win. So I'm peeling out of class.
Oh,
Well, let me-
Thursday, you're out early, huh?
Let me retract that statement then. Austin Burkhardt says, need an episode on the Salem witch trials. That'd be a good one. We can do in the next couple weeks.
Good idea, Burke. I didn't see that for some reason. I didn't
It
see
was
that
on TikTok on the comment or the video where you mentioned that they would just drop them in cages underwater,
yeah,
That's so weird.
which is wild. I really like the Salem witch trials. I don't know why, but I like old timey shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we could find some cool stuff on that because I know there's a lot of messed up things going on during that
Right.
time.
We could
Just ideological things.
Yeah.
yeah, we could go on for hours about that topic.
All right,
Sure.
Salem witch trials. We'll do it in the next month. We'll say we put that stamp on there.
Why not?
Fuck, we might even do it next week. Whatever.
Yeah.
David Leo says mutual combat does not merely apply to a fist fight. Rather, it typically arises when both parties are armed with deadly weapons and mutually agree or intend to fight with them. In those circumstances, mutual combat would defeat a self-defense claim. Corpus Juris Secundum 206 provides a useful description. It is typically used to reduce the conviction from murder to voluntary manslaughter.
Okay.
So I guess it's a little bit more serious than just shaking
like-
hands and then punching each other.
I want to kill you, but I don't want to go to jail for that long.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Who would agree to that? I guess it's kind of like the old Western duel where 10 steps,
it's just a
spin
duel,
and fire.
A couple of guys that want to kill each other. Or I guess we're gonna do it right.
May the best man win. You know.
That's fair, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we don't want that law here.
Oh, well, I mean, both parties would have to agree to it.
It's true.
I mean, that's what I thought. I mean, then at least if it's, I thought
Consensual.
it was just for like,
It's kind of like you
like
know
a
what
fist
you're
fight.
getting yourself into.
Yeah.
If you declare that, you know.
Mhm.
Exactly. And that's, I mean, that's what makes sense to me, to where it's like two guys want to go duke it out in the parking lot, then whatever. Don't lock them up for the night. Don't give them an assault charge. They just had a disagreement, and then, some guy
They're just going to
gets
settle.
up
it.
off
Do you
the
think
ground
there
and
should
says,
be
okay.
that should be allowed? Like I think
so.
you should almost like neither one of them should be charged for murder if they're both like you would have to have some sort of thing where you are confirming both parties are agreeing. But if you go in front of someone, let's say it's almost like a notary for murder,
Mm-hmm.
and you say, "Hey, we're both agreeing to this. Whoever dies, dies," and then they just do whatever they do, and then you can't charge them because they're like, "Okay, well, we're both agreeing to doing this." But then maybe you'd have to go into like psych evals. Do they really want to agree to it? Do they have money on it? Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
I mean, how many people are going to do that? Because I think that's one thing that stops crime is the fact that it's completely illegal.
Illegal?
Yeah.
Illegal. Yeah.
Illegal. I mean, that's
Well,
like,
the only reason
can't
it's a crime is because there's a law that says you can't do it.
Yeah. But if there was a law, is there a law in North Dakota where me and Broden can mutually agree we don't like each other?
We're going to gladiator fight.
I'm fucking your family up and you're pissing mine off, and it's like we're gonna go outside. Whoever wins wins. Like
Right.
yeah,
Like
like the
fight to the
Coliseum.
death.
Yeah,
yeah.
we're gonna fight to the death. Whether you want to use a spike
And then if
bat
if
and I want to use a Naginta, whoever wins wins.
yeah, but I'm going to keep it strapped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
So like if we did that, like I'm just going to shoot you as soon as you pull out your spiked bat and I start pissing my pants.
Yeah.
I'm just going to shoot you in the
But
head.
you could sign a contract where you have to agree to
These
the
weapons
agreed
are
upon
allowed.
weapons. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like no firearms, but you can use any sort of hand-to-hand combat weapon. So I can come in there with a shovel. You can come in there with, a
large
chainsaw,
brick.
maybe. I don't know. Yeah, brick. You could throw things. You could have forks, just a bunch of forks in your pocket. And you're just
I
trying
want
to throw
the,
forks at me.
The Ninja Turtle, what's his name?
Donatello.
With his
The two of them.
Yeah, I
That
forget.
might not be Donatello, but
No,
Pretend
it's
it is.
Donnie. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's Donnie. Is the guy with the two.
it's like a trident with the long one in the middle.
I forget what they're called.
Mm.
They're mostly for defense, but I forget what the weapon is called.
Well,
and
defense
Donnie
wins
has it.
championships.
100%.
And I think that carries across to murders too.
I think that would be my weapon of choice against you.
Against just me, though.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I'd pick something different for him because
I don't
he
know.
knows a little bit more about weapons.
Yeah.
I think I would just be scrappy with you. Like I could get you caught up in like a weed whacker string.
I'm gonna like put a Chinese finger trap on you or something like that.
Yeah,
really
can't
get
get my
you
hands
going.
up,
Yeah.
Yeah, that would suck.
Lock his hands together. Nathan's been itching to say something here.
I looked it up for North Dakota to see if they had any of that, like the mutual combat thing, and they don't.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I think there should be a place in town. This would be a good business idea to open up like a boxing rink.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit extra steps for mutual combat. You get pissed off if somebody at the bar be like, "Hey, meet me here." You go
Yeah.
in there. You can each pay $10. You get the rink for 20 minutes. First guy or like the last guy standing wins.
You could do like a locker box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always love locker boxing in hockey. growing
Right.
up.
Yeah. For people that don't know what locker boxing is you put on hockey gloves and you put on your helmet
Yep. With a cage.
It's got a cage on it, and it's a street fight.
You
basically.
box in the locker room and everyone sits on the benches on the outside and you locker box.
Somebody goes down and you stop the fight.
It's very the superiority people on the board of the hockey boosters didn't love it. But growing up, you got to get into things like that,
Oh yeah. Makes you who
So.
you are.
Miguel Blanco, California needs Mortal Kombat and The Purge. I think
Mortal Kombat. Is that
Yeah.
what he said?
He said Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
He might have meant mutual, but Mortal Kombat and The Purge. Yeah, we could draw a line around California and just say these people go at it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be probably okay with that.
I don't think anyone in California is going at it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty soft state.
that's true. Have you seen or heard Tom Segura's joke where he said, "I'm okay with building a wall as long as it's around the state of Louisiana." He goes, "I think when people flush their toilets in Arkansas, it comes up in Louisiana." That's how you get one whole state hating you. Carolyn Winger says, "Being an only child with half siblings is not being an only child, Liam." Debatable.
Sorry.
Debatable.
Yeah. I mean, well, my half siblings are like 20 years older than me.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't grow up with any of them.
Okay.
So it definitely felt like being an only child. So
Like
It was
in
like
your
a-
household, it was just you.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was just
so
like,
you're
yeah,
an only child.
because like by the time I was like whatever, like 4 or 5, like they were leaving for college. And so
Right.
they took off and coincidentally went to California.
It was like the Truman Show for an only child. They put you in this box and it's like, hey, you're going to be an only child when really you're not.
Yeah. That's what, yeah. I mean, so by technicals, sure. I'm not an only child, but
By technicalities.
Yeah.
Yep. Austin Zorn says, did you talk about the Carlson cult? So there's this running joke in my family that there's a Carlson cult. My mom's maiden name is Carlson. And pretty much he is describing this as when you get into the family, it's hard to get out. Like it's its own little circle. Things are happening in the Carlsons. Not like crazy things. I'm saying that like if I put ominous music over this part of the podcast, it'd probably get really weird. But yeah, you get in there and it's like it's their own little cult. They don't talk to other people. You go to events, you go to like a sporting event, everyone sits in the same area, everyone sits by themselves, something else. So yeah, if you guys want to get into the Carlson cult, I can get you an application.
I might be interested in that.
Okay.
I don't know what's in it for me, but
Funness.
I like fun. Cool. Yeah, I'm sold.
See, I can be a cult leader.
That's it.
He was like, I'm in.
Took nothing at all. Yeah.
It took 2 minutes of your time.
Yeah.
I even have to put you through a webinar, a Zoom call, none of it. You're
Nothing.
just on
Don't
board.
need to. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have fun.
Elevator pitch did it.
Sounds great. Yeah. Cool.
All right. Anything else you guys want to touch on? Anything else new that's going on with you before we get into this week's topic?
No. Yeah.
You know what?
Oh, you got some?
Completely unrelated. But ever since you brought up the Ninja Turtles, I saw this thing online where it was like
He's like, I want to go back to this.
Master Splinter is the rat, right?
Mm-hmm.
He gave each one of them the weapon that would.
It was their greatest weakness.
It was their greatest weakness. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what like.
So Donatello,
Almost like a
the
Trojan
guy I was
horse.
talking about, he got those 2 little like stiletto swords or whatever.
Yep.
Those are meant for defense, and he was the biggest hothead out of all of them.
Mm,
So like you can't really kill with those things. You're not supposed to. They're not meant for that.
mm-hmm.
And that's the weapon he got. Leonardo.
Well, I thought, well, which one has the long wooden stick?
Michelangelo.
Mike,
One of them. Yeah,
Nathan, you're gonna have
Dude,
to
I
get
always
on
get 'em
this
mixed
because
up.
now we got no idea.
just tell me the turtles and their weapons, and I could tell you.
type in turtles and weapons.
Yeah.
There's some dinosaurs we're going to talk about. This week's episode is actually dinosaurs, and there's some dinosaurs that resemble turtles.
Sick.
Oh yeah.
I love dinosaurs so much, you guys. You have no idea.
I know you were amped up for this episode.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, I
Text
was-
this morning, I love dinosaurs.
yeah. Just
No,
first
like
thing in
I
the
walked
morning.
in here this morning and I looked at East. I said, you know how kids like when you're growing up, kids like trucks or planes or trains or
Yeah.
whatever. I was like,
Automobiles.
yeah, and I was like, I was like, I have dinosaurs.
Yeah.
All right,
I
you guys
read-
want me to go through it?
Rip it.
Okay, Leonardo, blue mask.
Okay.
And he's got like the 2 samurai swords.
Okay.
Donatello, purple mask, and he's got the stick.
Oh, I'm wrong. It's Raph. Is it Raph that has the stilettos?
Raphael.
Raphael has the stilettos and like, the 2
Oh,
little sword,
shit.
and he is red mask. Michelangelo is orange, and he's got nunchucks.
Nunchucks. Okay.
Mhm.
I love those names. If you had a clique, like a group of people, just badass motherfuckers,
Yeah.
and those were your names,
That's pretty tough.
old Raph over there,
Yeah.
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
So yeah,
You can't go into a group like that and it's like, I got Connor and John and Eric and Earl. Like that group of people, how are you going to intimidate anyone?
yeah.
yeah.
Well, like one of them, I think it was one of the purple mask. He's like super, like he's really smart. He's like really technological or
So
something.
he gave him the wooden stick.
Yeah.
Because he relied too much on technology.
You guys are making me want to.
take up some form of combat.
No, I was going to say
Oh.
watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but we could do that too.
Yeah, by all
You
means.
just make me want to learn how to use a staff.
Dude, it's crazy.
I
could be a
remember
wizard.
growing up watching that cartoon and they were like, eat that pizza. That was the best looking food I've ever seen in any TV
cheese
show.
to the ceiling.
Yeah. They would lift
out
it
of
up
the
and the
box.
cheese would stretch and you'd be like,
Oh, golly. Oh,
yeah.
gosh. Oh, gee whiz. All right, let's get into some dinosaur talk. So, do you know how many different eras of dinosaurs there actually are?
quite a few.
Yeah. So there's 3 main ones. Only one of them, I think, is actually living dinosaurs. And then oh, wow, we're going to do a bunch of division here. 3, the middle one, There's 3 inside the middle one, and that's when the dinosaurs actually lived.
Right.
Got any stab at what you think the eras are called?
There's like the Jurassic era, the Mesozoic era, and
Paleozoic.
yeah.
Yep. So the Paleozoic was actually the first one. So the Jurassic era was inside of the Mesozoic area.
Okay.
And when I was researching, when I found Mesozoic, I was like, wow, this is bringing me back to like when I was sitting in a desk at school.
Yep.
I don't know why, but I like just a complete flashback into Mesozoic. I've heard that word before.
Mm-hmm.
So the Paleozoic era. It's that fat lip coming into play, guys.
There it is, big stitch.
Just one, yeah. Speaking of the stitch.
Now you got an excuse for reading these words all messed up.
Yeah. I went to the ER, and yeah, you might think, why do you need to go to the ER for fat lip? Whatever. I just didn't want to have a scar on my lip for the rest of my life. I wanted it to look normal. And they numb my face, like Novocaine on one side of my lip, and then try to get the other side. And he's poking, and he's like, okay, is it numb here? And I'm like, yep. He's like, okay, how about here? And I could feel the middle part. I was like, not really. And he's like, well, is it just pressure or is it like actually pokey? I'm like, it's pokey. And he's like, well, we can numb it again or we could just stitch it. Just go with it. And he's like, your pain tolerance was pretty good. So I was like, okay. So they go on the numb side. Suture comes out the other side and I'm quivering. Like I'm in like negative 32 degree weather. I'm like, oh,
You're in pain?
yeah, like vinegar strokes while I'm getting stitches in my lip. So yeah, it came out the other side and I was like teary eyed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, make sure when you guys get stitches in your lip next time that you make sure they're numb at all.
They all numbed up. Yeah.
Yeah. So Paleozoic era. I keep saying era. Do you guys know what was prominent in this time?
What do you mean? What?
Like the types of organisms and animals.
I'm going to say alligators because alligators have been around for forever. Same with sharks.
I'm going to say not yet.
No, alligators are like one of the oldest living species of ever.
Yeah, which is weird to think about.
Yeah. Alligators have been around like they
For a
they
long
were
time.
alligators and then it was just
That was
alligator.
it.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
That's it. They're just alligators.
Yeah.
They didn't grow up
Evolve into something
or
different.
do anything.
Yeah. Well, that's why, like when you said what was around and then you said like organisms, I didn't think anything big would be around yet. It
Yeah.
would all be organisms, microorganisms,
Yeah.
stuff like that hasn't quite hit evolution yet.
I probably led you down the garden path there. You know,
Right.
did
when
some,
you think organisms, you probably think of something like fungus or something like that.
Yeah.
Algae, whatever.
yeah. So it's fish and marine organisms were very prominent. So I don't know what sorts of fish. I didn't get into that much.
But
But
a lot of
yeah, because I'm thinking fish. Did they have sharks? That's pretty big. Or did they have, little tiny, Nemo type fish?
both, because sharks are really old, like alligators too. And there's this one I remember because, like I said, I was huge on dinosaurs as a kid.
Mhm.
There's this one thing called an ichthyosaur.
Yep. Okay.
It lived. It's basically like a giant murderous dolphin. Like think of dolphin, and then you type in like a
And then you
AI generator, and then you say evil dolphin. That's what this thing is.
The ichthyosaur
Ichthyosaur, and it's pretty big, and it just looks
is deadly.
evil. Yeah.
Yeah.
Easton.
Yeah.
What era was that from?
This one?
Yes.
Paleozoic. So Paleozoic. Paleozoic era. Yeah. So do you think an alligator is just one of those guys that just got a job, worked for 40 years and retired? Because like he's not evolving,
Just a staple.
not trying new
He's
things.
just
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
He's like, I am what I am.
Like he's not gonna adapt to all the technology coming on.
No.
But he's a reliable guy, so you can't get rid of him.
Alligator doesn't have a smartphone.
mhm.
No, he's still got a flip phone. Yeah.
Yeah. He
But
might
he's
not
always
even
there.
have. He might not even have a phone.
Dial up.
It's looking like just like take today's fish, like not huge ones, not like small ones, but like walleye sized, like the big walleye.
Yep.
Mhm.
Just scary.
Yeah.
With their teeth are mangled.
Yeah.
They're British fish.
Yeah. Just messed
Just
up.
God, we should get some dentists in Britain.
But
the
there's
UK.
nothing. So that's what like everything's got to be surviving. Like everything's got to be around that same time area because there's a food chain. No one thing can survive without the thing that it has to eat directly below it.
Yeah,
So and so and so and so. That's where everything progresses. To
because
wherever.
one thing eats a plant, something else eats that thing that's eating the plant.
Yeah.
Shark eats that thing that eats the thing that eats the plant.
Mhm.
Look at us, brain guys.
Huge.
Should just change it to 3 brain guys podcast.
3 Einsteins.
3 Einsteins. So this era began with the Cambrian explosion, or Cambrian. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but heard of that, Broden?
Yep.
Cambrian explosion. This is when most of the major group of animals appeared in fossil records. It's also known as the biological Big Bang, which is weird to think about. How does that just like something explodes and a bunch of animals come out?
I feel like that's exactly when like a lot of stuff went right with climate and stuff like that. Because
they say it was the
the
rise
Earth-
of oxygen.
there you go.
Yeah.
Because like the Earth goes through like ice ages and warm ages. You know what I mean? Like it cycles
Yeah.
back and forth. And then maybe it was just at the right time when things were in the water.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they started going out of the water and it was just the perfect climate for it. And
And then
you know
they're
what I
like,
mean?
they're like, we can breathe out here. This is cool.
Yeah, because like you say, like these periods last for like a couple million years. Like
Yeah. A lot of
that's a
million.
long time.
More than a couple. It's like 200 million years.
Exactly.
Yeah. We should do an episode on the Ice Age. Have you guys
Sure.
ever seen the movie 10,000 BC
Yes.
with the woolly mammoths
Yeah.
and then the people with
Starts out with that dude
tarps over their
hunting
junks
with the
and-
spear.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would be
I don't think
cool.
I've seen it.
How about year one with who is
Jack
it?
Black?
and Michael Cera?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen that in full. Is there a word for in full? I was going to say in perpetuity, but I don't know what perpetuity
Hey,
means.
you're beyond me right there, pal.
God, I've heard other smart people say perpetuity before, and I want to somehow mangle it into my lexicon.
Look at him go.
Guy, this. Oh, this guy.
I'm looking at it.
The lexicon.
You guys like that?
Yeah, that was a good
Um,
one.
for
You
you.
never hear that
It's a
one.
smorgasbord of words. There
There
we
it
go.
is.
Got it in. So that end of the Paleozoic era, one thing I've learned is that all of these eras are just ending by extreme extinctions.
Mass extinction.
Yeah. And it's just like, yeah, we kill everything, restart.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not everything, but Mesozoic area. This means
Era.
Did I say area again?
Yeah.
Era. Means era. This means the middle life. So this is when a lot of the dinosaurs were rocking and rolling, you know? Also known as the age of reptiles and the age of conifers.
Oh, the trees.
Yep.
Mm.
And you know what? I didn't know what conifer meant. And then I read what a conifer was,
Tree
and
that's
I'm
got
like,
a cone.
I do know what a conifer is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just put on here trees or shrubs, greenery. That's my definition. That's not even from that's not even from a professional
Is
definition.
that like out of
house.
context right there from what you read?
Yeah. I mean, no, because I didn't think you guys would be so quick to know what a conifer was. So I had the information here to explain it to you guys. But, you know, now I'm starting to learn it's probably a more common term than.
You'd be surprised.
Also, the notes for this week, I'm trying to go a little bit different. I want this to, I'm going to try to see if this makes our conversations more conversational based instead of me just reading like I'm at the front of a classroom, like so-and-so did X, Y, Z, and this is how we learned. And then you guys look at me like, cool, can we get a notebook to write this stuff down? So instead, they're all just like spark notes, and I got to try to remember it.
That's bold.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
I think it's going well so far, don't you?
I
So far,
think
so good.
you
Well, I'm glad we have
are
room.
like manifesting into the brain guy.
I'm trying to. Someone's got to take it over. I can't just keep looking at you giving all these good answers, you know? I feel like I need to do my part. Instead, this is like a crutch. I'm looking at the paper. I'm like,
You do
what are the
behind the
answers?
scenes work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like,
I'm
you
the
got to give
fluffer.
yourself some credit.
That's the
The
bulk of the
fluffer,
labor there. Yeah.
The podcast fluffer. So this was the second to last era of Earth's geological history. It is 252 to 66 million years ago. You think about the time period the dinosaurs were roaming was somewhat incredible.
So long ago.
Because you compare it to like the humans versus dinosaurs.
How long have humans been around? Like
Not long at all.
10,000 years?
Yeah.
I mean, in that aspect.
Like actual humans, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not
Oh.
like human ancestors, but like humans themselves, like people like us.
10,000 BC, if that movie is historically accurate, that would be about 12,000 years we're looking at.
Right. But like I'm talking about
I don't think it is.
actual like human, because you
Are
know
you
they
counting
have like
cavemen?
Neanderthals and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I'm talking about
First-gen
like the
humans.
genus and species of like Homo sapiens.
We still got Neanderthals today. They're called gingers.
I'm 1/8 ginger, you asshole.
Exactly.
I got a little
1/8
bit. I got a little
Neanderthal.
bit too. I got some red. In my
I got
hair.
some red in my beard too. I'm just kidding. Taryn Albright, avid listener of the show, sent me a text this
Is he
week that's
part
like,
Neanderthal?
he said, "I'm not something, but I am a Neanderthal." I was like,
Is
yeah,
he coming out as Neanderthal?
Well, he's a hairy man, dude.
He is.
Chest hair on that man. The beard, he can grow a hell of a beard. He's one of those
that's
guys
an
that
awesome
could just
beard.
shape shift his face hair. It's like if he wants handlebar mustache one day, he's got it. If he wants a full grizzly beard, he's got it. If he wants an Amish chin strap, got
That
it.
would be sick.
Uh,
I want to challenge Taryn right now, if you're listening, to only shave right here and keep all this.
he,
And get the big chops going.
I think he listens to the podcast, so you'll have to explain it.
All right, so shave your chin and nothing on your cheeks or sideburns, and keep your mustache.
So
too.
mustache that goes into a handlebar into a chin strap.
Yep,
Okay.
the chops,
Yeah.
like the full-on
the
chops.
Not mutton chops, so you want it like razor thin.
Yeah, well, mutton chops.
No.
Mutton chops are the big fat. They come all the way down and then they stop at the sides here. They only come down like this far.
Mutton chops are awesome. I think
So
they're great.
crazy.
I think it lowers your IQ level when people look at you.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're judging a book by the cover and you see someone with mutton chops,
You go, this guy barely made it past grade 5.
immediately thinking like they work with their parents somewhere.
Yep.
Does Steve
He
drive to
works
work?
at a general store.
They're doing something unique.
Yeah.
There's maybe not a big.
I don't know if they're solving
of
other
society.
people's problems. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just
there.
creating them.
Yeah.
So inside of the Mesozoic area is 3 different areas. You mentioned one, Jurassic. There's also the Triassic and the Cretaceous. Cretaceous is like crustacean, isn't it? Like a crab.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of shellfish.
Yeah. So the Triassic was the first one, began after Earth's worst ever extinction event, the Permian Triassic extinction event. God, it's a mouthful in the dinosaurs episode. It's also known as, you know what it's known as? You want to take a stab, Broden, Liam?
Well, what? Repeat it.
The Permian Triassic extinction event. Worst ever extinction event in the history of
it's
Earth.
Big ass meteor. Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be.
No,
Nope.
that's what I thought. I immediately thought of.
It was triggered by catastrophic volcanic eruptions. It's also known as the Great Dying. Heard of it?
Never.
It's like the Great Depression, but way worse.
Yeah, I think they're interchangeable almost.
Yeah, it could be.
It was the dinosaurs' Great Depression.
Yeah. I suppose.
Did they
Couldn't
just
get their money out of the banks.
they just go to war with other dinosaurs to get out of it?
I wonder if there was like turf wars between dinosaurs.
Had to have been,
Oh, of course.
because there's a lot of dinosaurs that are very territorial, like the carnivorous ones.
Did they eat
were-
herbivores?
Oh yeah,
Not
Well,
the carnivores. Yeah.
yeah.
They eat meat.
Well, yeah, the carnivores that eat meat don't eat the plants, so they
Yeah.
got to eat other living things.
I like to think
Like
in a
other-
perfect world, all dinosaurs were friends.
In a perfect world, yeah. There's nothing wrong.
But there's also nothing perfect about this world.
It's true.
So,
Yeah. I guess the carnivores were just munching the herbivores up.
Oh yeah.
yep. Yeah.
They didn't have a choice.
They couldn't just go
If
like.
you eat meat,
Gotta eat them.
meat's living.
So were there other animals other than dinosaurs? Like were sheep and cows messing around during
Maybe
dinosaur
like
era?
well, I mean, like there was like ancient or whatever bears.
Yeah.
I don't know if like this is the same time frame, because like there's this thing, the short faced bear. Think of a grizzly
I've
bear,
seen a picture of it.
but
Yeah.
like 3 times the size of a regular grizzly bear. Like these things are huge, like saber-toothed cats.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Saber-toothed tigers.
yeah, just massive animals of like what we know now, but just bigger.
I think it'd be cool if you put saber-tooth on like different, like if you could put saber-tooth on, name an animal, a monkey,
Fish.
saber-tooth monkey, you know?
Saber-tooth walleye.
Yeah, like that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Just like a saber-tooth. What's a
A
harmless?
saber-tooth gecko.
Yeah, it's like poof. Look at the saber-teeth on that guy.
Yeah.
I wonder where that comes from. Saber-teeth.
Probably
The-
from their teeth. They
The
look like sabers.
etymology.
A saber-toothed bear would be wild. Could you imagine if we saw a grizzly bear right now with
Fangs.
just 7-inch long teeth?
Could you imagine you just saw a grizzly bear right now?
Yeah, no, I'd shit.
He's just sitting over there monitoring the cameras.
Yeah.
We should domesticate bears. You got something, Nathan?
Yeah, I hate to step on your Legos, but you know how you're saying like you wish like that all the dinosaurs were just like living along happily together.
They weren't.
Well, you know how like much conflict you learned about humans, like wars and all that stuff.
Yep.
Well, humans have like we talk about like how long humans have been around compared to like the dinosaurs.
Yep.
Yeah. If the humans were only 7 million years, then dinosaurs.
Is that what they are? Humans are 7 million years?
Roughly, yeah.
Okay.
Like us. And then dinosaurs are around for 243 million years.
Yeah.
Sick.
So
a small time frame. But we're way smarter than them. Like the things we've accomplished compared to the dinosaurs,
Right.
it's not even.
The brain to body mass ratio is way bigger with us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Triassic period, talked about that. The Great Dying was 96% of all marine species and around 70% of terrestrial species.
96 of all
Yeah.
marine.
Yeah. So it went from 100% to now we only have 4% of what was there for the rest of making all of these fish and water things.
Well, I suppose if you think if the Great Dying was caused by volcanics, so that's not limiting it to only on the surface,
Right.
because all volcanoes come from
Yeah.
There's a
the
lot
tectonic
of
of the ocean.
Yeah.
Do they come from tectonic plates?
Yep.
That was one of my favorite topics growing up in
For
school.
some reason, I always understood that really well.
Tectonic plates. Yeah.
There's a big one in the Atlantic and in the Pacific.
And that's
There's
where
a ridge at the bottom of the sea. Like, I'm not sure if it's near or at the Marianas Trench, which is kind of like up by, or like same level as North Korea. You know what I mean? Like Korea's. And
we could
stuff.
shoot some volcanic eruptions in North Korea. I think we'd be all right.
They'll be all right.
I think if we had to pick a place.
Well, speaking of North Korea, I read this thing where North Korea purchased 1,000 Volvo cars from Sweden back in 1970, got the cars off the boat, and just never paid Sweden for them. Never paid them. And the bill is still left unpaid to now.
70,000?
1,000.
Oh,
cars.
1,000.
Yeah.
Damn.
And they
Like,
just
how much does
never
that
paid
cost?
Sweden for them.
But like, how do you even enforce that to
Do
North
they-
Korea?
yeah.
Like, pay us. They're like, no, fuck you. And
Yeah,
then
what are
they
you
just-
going to do? Start a world war over some cars? Because North Korea is going to blow it up like they
Yeah.
always do.
That's where, dude, if you don't care about
I mean, they're
human
not
life-
listening to this. They barely get 4 stations on TV. They're not listening to our podcast.
You imagine their propaganda, like they're controlling the media, and the only thing they show North Koreans is the Three Dudes podcast.
That would be nuts.
They're like, hey, you guys want to be educated? Listen to these fucking three
Are
morons.
we going to be the next Dennis Rodmans where we got to go over there and like mitigate some shit
If
from
we-
North Korea?
the Three Dudes are the diplomats for North Korea? That'd be,
that
that'd be
would be
crazy.
something.
Jurassic era came after the Triassic period. This is when Pangea split apart. That's where I like the tectonic plates. Pangea.
Supercontinent.
Yep.
Isn't there? So the San Andreas fault line, is that where? Is there a tectonic plate there somewhere? Or why are there always earthquakes on the San Andreas fault?
Yeah,
I believe it's a
it's got to be.
tectonic plate.
Okay,
That's why.
But-
that's why earthquakes happen.
Right.
they all stem
It's-
from.
So like there's different kinds of them, you know, like one, they either go into each other or one slides under the other
Mhm.
or vice versa. And, or they go in and go down, create trenches in the ocean.
Yeah.
They go in and go up and create mountains, stuff like Hawaii.
Have you
That's why
seen,
there's a lot of volcanoes in Hawaii.
have you seen the breakdown videos on YouTube where like it shows the plate going under and then it ripples the water and that's why tsunamis happen?
Yep.
I always love those videos.
That's what, yeah, because they
Yeah.
lock up and then they move a little bit and they jerk loose and one of
Mhm.
them shakes.
One of them starts just coming. Yeah.
Good for him.
So the Jurassic period, Pangea was formed due to the collision of two continents, and it is predicted that it actually could reunite
In a long
Really?
time from now,
a couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah.
at least 10.
You imagine like tomorrow we just started moving way faster.
I think it's something like they move a centimeter a year.
How does that work then? So if there's a
So-
continent, this is going to sound stupid. It might. If there's a continent, let's say, North America, and we're moving towards Africa, are those not connected like all the way to the core of the earth? Or I
No.
suppose under there's lava and stuff?
It's
Okay.
molten underneath the crust.
So then that's where it's sliding. It's sliding on.
On the plates.
Right. Yeah. Like, and they're moving because there's a magnetic field in the core of the earth because it's molten metal. And when you have metal, there's a
Ugh.
magnetic field.
Yeah. That's weird to think about.
That's
that
why
we're just sitting on a big plate.
The northern lights and the southern lights, that's why they happen, is it's magnetic.
Oh,
It's
God.
magnetic fields.
I got to watch more podcasts with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I love those. I don't understand a lick of what he's saying, but
No.
but he talks about stuff.
He was
he's
on
an,
Joe.
he's
So
an
cool.
astrophysicist. He doesn't know that
Yeah.
stuff about the earth.
He knows a lot
Wow.
more than me about
Yeah,
other
I'm
guys.
sure he does.
He probably knows a lot about the Earth, but if you want like actual good information, he's gonna be
Listen
like
to Broden.
space.
Yeah, he's like, come to my show.
Yeah.
He was on a podcast with Theo Vaughn, and I was listening to it, and it was pretty good.
Neil
Theo
deGrasse
Vaughn
Tyson?
asked, yeah, and Theo's like, so is space gay or straight?
The worst.
And he had
question.
an answer for it.
How?
I think he's like, he said it's neither straight nor gay because of, and gave a reason. And I was like, this nerd ass.
Okay.
He has a good Neil deGrasse. Watch Star Talk with him.
Yeah, he has a book. I want to read his book. He just came out with one explaining everything
It's
about
astrophysics
space.
for dummies.
Mhm.
That's what it is.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's what his book is called.
Cretaceous. So this is accelerated plate collision caused mountains to build. So from the limited research that I did, apparently I'm taking it off that there used to not be very many mountains, and then this is when shit just started. You know, it's kind of like a Royal Rumble with the plates, and then mountains started to pop up everywhere.
Yeah.
I could be making that up.
That's like the Pacific Ring of Fire. Like in the Pacific Ocean, there's a big tectonic plate. It's
Yep.
sliding into like Russia and Asia and North America, Canada, whatever. And where they're meeting all around there is like a bunch of volcanoes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of eruptions.
I think
around
that's
there.
what Johnny Cash sang about
The Ring of Fire.
Mhm.
I think he was talking about something different.
when he fell into it.
Yeah, I think that was probably more like something spiritual, but yeah.
He was on a different wavelength.
Yeah.
So this is actually when some of the most well-known dinosaurs lived during the Cretaceous period: T-Rex, Velociraptor.
Yeah.
Which is those are probably my two favorite. That's the only reason I put them down.
You know what's crazy? Speaking of, I read somewhere that the T-Rex is as far removed, like years wise, between when they lived from like a Triceratops as the Triceratops is from humans.
Really,
Yeah, like that's how far like
the dinosaurs spanned it.
Yeah,
See, that's where when I think about dinosaurs, I like to think they're all hanging out like all these
every one of them
well-known-
existed at
yeah,
the same time.
T-Rex,
Yeah.
Velociraptor,
No.
That's what I had
Brontosaurus.
thought.
But no, it's like, yeah, that's stupid. So it's really the T-Rex was by itself. It didn't even know the other guys.
Not really.
He had to read books.
There was
about
other
them,
dinosaurs, but yeah.
but not ones we talk about, really. So after the Mesozoic era was the Cenozoic. This is the recent life. So this is ever since the end of the Mesozoic era, which is there was some big event that happened, but it's not big enough for people to actually talk about it very much, apparently. And then this is recent life. Actually, no, that's a total lie. That was the end of the Jurassic era, where there was not a bunch of events, but the end of the Mesozoic era was, I think, like what people talk about, the asteroids or volcanic eruptions. Those are the two theories.
That wiped
Right?
everything out.
That's
Yes.
why they think the Gulf of Mexico is a thing.
Yep.
Is a big ass meteor hit the earth there.
Yeah, and actually, I'll just skip to that. We'll talk about that now. So there's two different theories. The asteroid impact theory. In most people agree that climate change had to do with a lot of this, whether it was asteroids or volcanic eruption. But the asteroid impact theory, and then I got my notes all foobar here, and then the volcanic activity theory. So the asteroid one, a huge asteroid struck the Yucatan Peninsula between 65 to 66 million years ago. Yucatan Peninsula is one of those buzzwords that pops up from my memory from school.
Mm-hmm.
Get down. Have you
Yeah.
ever been there? Like Cancun?
No, are you guys going to get into your swimming over those deep caverns story again that you've told 6 times on the show?
Cenotes.
They're
They're
like,
cool.
hey, man, I swam over cenote one time.
You don't swim. You swim in it.
Yeah, but you swam over that big old hole.
I don't ever want to do it again.
I know
terrifying.
you've told me multiple times. I think that's a good running joke we have on the show. And it created the God, who throws an X in the middle of that word?
Oh,
CHICXULUB. Chicks Club? Chicks Club?
Sure.
yeah,
Crater?
your best guess is my best guess,
Ugh.
pal.
So this was an impact crater buried underneath the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, like you're talking about, 10 kilometers in diameter.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Big.
What is it? Is it like 10 kilometer or 1 kilometer? Like
10 kilometers, probably like 8-ish miles, somewhere around there, I would say.
yeah, I don't know the conversion thing, but
Mm-mm.
I think
I want to
kilometer-
say it's probably like 7 or 8. Yeah.
Yeah. Kilometers are longer, I think. 6 miles for 10 kilometers. That's fair. The old 3 to 5 ratio.
6 miles. Like, just think that's a crater bigger than the city we live in.
Yeah. Minot's only 6 miles wide.
Maybe.
Mm.
I've walked across it plenty of times when I was inebriated. So,
like it feels like it's 60 miles wide.
How deep is the
yeah, no, that thing is like you might as well walk across the Bering Strait when you're doing
The
it.
Bering Strait. What a reference. All right, let's talk about if I can get my notes in order here.
I'm
You got
surprised
me.
that they don't know which one it would be from. I mean, it was obviously a long time ago, but the composition would be so much different between if a meteor struck. You think there would be fragmentation of the meteor,
Yep.
and they would know that obviously looking at the soil, this is stuff from a meteor, or if it was from
So a lot of the
Volcanic.
meteors, though,
'Cause what they-
because a lot of the meteors that strike us are from within the solar system. A lot of them are made out of the same shit you find on Earth. Like a lot of them.
The reason behind the volcanic, like the theory of that for the volcano,
Not
we don't
maybe,
know.
but for
We do
real.
know.
maybe.
Ask Neil, the grass. So the volcanic eruption theory is that there was gas. What did they say? What did Google tell me? Gas, ash, and dust into the atmosphere. So it kept sunlight from getting to the earth.
So it killed everything.
Yeah. So, if you don't
It
have
got
sunlight,
cold
everything
and-
dies.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Which one would you guys like to believe in more? What do you think is
I
cooler?
want to
Meteor.
think, a big
That
ass like
sounds sick.
20-mile wide meteor struck the Earth and just caused a mass extinction event.
Yeah. Which would be just wild.
Could you imagine living during that? Like, what would you guys do? Like, if there's just a big ass meteor tomorrow,
Watch.
Try to catch it.
What am I gonna do?
try and catch it.
Yeah. I get my baseball glove like I'm going to a game.
Camp under it.
Yeah.
No, you were always this guy. You went like this with your glove, and you tapped that on your leg a couple of times, and then caught it below your
Yeah.
your ankles
Your
even.
grundle.
Sometimes you just stick your glove down to the grass and be like, "Yeah, Willie Mays Hayes, here we go."
Yeah. I'd probably try. I'd need a big glove.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
you might need
Maybe a
like
couple.
like a Winter Soldier arm too, but
Yeah.
if you could do that, like I'd give you a couple bucks.
I think Hancock could. Have you ever seen the movie Hancock?
I
That's a
love that
good
movie.
Yeah. He stops the train when it's
Yeah.
going. So I could like
Stands there.
save all the
I
dinosaurs.
think a train's easier to stop than a meteor, but yeah.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah. Relatively speaking. But do you think that then I would probably have to be raised by the dinosaurs because they would have to thank me somehow for stopping them from all dying.
You'd have to be able to roar in their language.
I'd have to learn
Yeah.
how to roar.
You better start practicing.
Yeah, probably. What would you do?
For what?
Probably nothing, because a couple episodes ago we talked about you being on a plane.
You
That's
make your
going
peace.
down. You just make a piece.
impending
Yeah.
doom. Yeah, you just go. "Well, that's
If
it."
there's nothing you could do, why not worry about it? You know what I mean? You just
Like that
Whatever
movie
it
we
is.
watched in Wichita.
yeah.
Um,
Sky is falling, or don't look up.
Yeah, don't look up when the meteor's about to hit Earth and they're just sitting there eating dinner. Spoiler alert! If you guys haven't seen that
Yeah.
movie,
I mean, when there's nothing you can do about something, why
Yeah.
worry about it?
you guys have any favorite types of dinosaurs?
Yep. A lot of them.
Quick
Like I said, I was a
quick
dinosaur.
reactions.
Yeah.
Pulls out his notebook.
Yeah.
I've been writing notes down actually.
Well, you got the Brachiosaurus.
Yep.
One
Which
of
one's
the
that?
biggest, It's
That's
one
one I
of
was
the
looking for.
biggest dinosaurs that ever lived. But strangely enough, though, the blue whale is still bigger than the Brachiosaurus. The blue whale is the biggest animal to ever live.
They should do. It's kind of like my 500-pound life
Mhm.
with an animal.
Mm-hmm.
Is the blue whale?
But it's like their 500-ton life.
Yeah.
um,
I want to see a whale in real life.
yeah, honestly, even more than that, a killer whale, an orca. I think those might be my favorite animals to ever exist. An orca. Those things are cool as shit.
You know what would be a good business idea that I think would be super profitable? If you could somehow put people in the experience of seeing these things in real life with no danger at all. So like if you could drop me down in a glass box.
They do that. You drop in a shark cage and you just watch sharks.
Yeah, but then you get sharks. But if you could put someone in an experience where it's like, okay, we're just going to walk through all these animals. Like first off, we're going to start from small. You see this fish, puffer fish.
You're talking about
Then goes
SeaWorld
this.
now, and they're really bad.
Okay,
to
well
the
they
animals.
okay, but they don't have blue whales there, do they?
No, you're talking about the Oculus Rift glasses that it's virtual reality. You just put the things on and you get your little hand things and you put in, I'm 6 foot tall. And then it goes, okay, welcome to the museum. And you stand in your living room upstairs with these goggles on.
I don't think
it
it's the
just
same,
walks through.
It might as well be.
I'm saying something you can do where it is
Like
in
interactive.
person. Like I'm
Is
standing
there?
there. It can't be. You can't corral a blue whale to be like, okay, it's your turn down the line. And then he swims past you.
They train orcas to do that.
I'm talking blue whale, Jim.
Yeah, okay. So here's what I'm saying is that they could probably do that with a blue whale, but to be able to do that with a blue whale at a place like, a place like SeaWorld or some dumb shit, like that's a lot, dude. You're talking about.
I'm not saying it's at SeaWorld. I'm saying maybe you go off and there's a man-made, not island, but like a man-made station, like a big floaty thing, whatever. You go there, check in, they drop you down. And then it's like, all right, you stand here and we're going to run the animals through.
Jurassic Park,
How?
Yeah.
like
See?
something like that. They have like the ride for that.
but I'm
Saw how
talking- I wanna
Jurassic Park
killed.
turned out.
That's not
I'm not, guys,
possible.
I'm not saying it's possible. I'm just saying in a perfect
It's
world.
a great
You said
business
it would be a
idea.
super profitable. I mean,
it would be.
I'm
Would
sure
it-
it
you
would
literally
be.
said-
Am I wrong?
But it's not. I mean, yeah.
It's
I mean, sure, you're right, yeah.
impossible. You know what I mean?
Have you
Like,
guys
they're always
not seen the
moving.
movies to this shit? We
Yeah.
already know how this stuff ends.
exactly.
It ain't gonna happen.
Not good.
Guys, we're talking perfect world here. You can't tell me that if they dropped you down into a glass box, you wouldn't be
I
like,
would shit myself, 100%.
you wouldn't be like, that is a fan. Look at that blue whale. Because I just want to see, like,
No, I don't want to see that. I don't want to be dropped in the middle of the ocean.
there's no danger. That's a 100% success guaranteed rate. It's on our website.
Great. I don't want to be dropped in the middle of the ocean. I've already stated my big ass fear.
See, you got all nervous talking about the blue
I
whale. Now
know.
you're fucking with the
Yeah.
cable.
I don't want to do that.
Okay, I'll change the subject, man. I don't want you to get scared.
Like I hate thinking about it.
All right, so
It's okay.
let's talk about some types of dinosaurs. A theropod. So I got theropod, sauropod. You heard of any of these, Broden?
Yeah, I have.
Have you?
don't think I could tell you what it is, but
Yeah. So I'll tell you. Theropods, so they have hollow bones and 3 toes and claws on each limb. Some had feathers. This is like a T-Rex, Allosaurus, Spinosaurus. I'd like
know
to
what
name.
those are.
I'd like to name a dinosaur. I think
Like,
Dinosaurs.
we're doing so well, huh?
We
No, I'm
try.
naming like Eastosaurus. Talk. You got to talk to see if the mic works.
yeah, how we doing?
Yeah, we're good.
You good?
Your
you
mic's
guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Guys, next week we're gonna have new cables. By the way, not new arms though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The arms
We'll
are
figure it out.
fine.
The arms are fine, but the cables inside the arms are not.
Spinosaurus. Did you guys ever watch Jurassic Park with what's his name? Neil something? I can't. He's Australian. He's an actor. He was the main guy in those Jurassic Park movies.
Young,
No.
Neil Young.
It was after
previous to his singing career.
it was after Jeff Goldblum, but before Chris Pratt. You know what movies I'm talking about? Those Jurassic.
Yeah, I don't know the guy's name though.
I can't remember his name, but yeah, that they
Oh, it's
encountered-
Diamond.
Sam Neill.
Sam Neill.
Neil Diamond.
Thank you.
Sam Neill. Yeah. Cool.
Sam Neill.
Sauropods is Broden's favorite. I think very long necks, long tails, small heads, and 4 thick pillar-like legs. These were the largest dinosaurs.
Brachiosaurus, Brontosaurus.
Brontosaurus, Diplodocus,
Yeah.
Gigantosaurus. What a name for that one. The
That
guy was
one's
like, that
too
thing's
big.
fucking gigantic.
He just went, I'm tired of discovering dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Let's just-
Gigantosaurus, whatever.
Hey, what do you got here? He's like, that thing's gigantic. Yep, Gigantosaurus.
You say Gigantosaurus? Perfect. I'll write that down. And they also had tails like clubs. So I think that was for defending when other people come around. They just do the old.
Right.
Kangaroo
Yeah, I mean, they
jackal.
didn't have razor teeth for chewing meat, so
Yeah.
they got a big ass,
You think
thick
they-
ass tail,
Just like gums, no teeth. They just like people with dentures.
basically.
When they wake up in the morning, the
Denturosaurus.
Yeah, the Dentrosaurus. God, to be ugly. They'd probably be wearing glasses. Stegosaurus.
Thing's cool as fuck.
Stegosaurs.
That's with all the spikes on the
Yep.
back, right?
Okay, this is a branch. So Stegosaurs. The Stegosaurus. I don't know if it's actually in this one. You'd think so. Stegosaurs were herbivorous, 4-legged, armored dinosaurs. So yeah, it must have been.
A giant ass
Armored.
armadillo.
They had the
spikes. They had
they weren't spikes. It was like a tail down the back of like plates.
Yeah,
Like a
Yeah,
kite.
it's
Like
like,
a bunch
coming
of-
out, it's
yeah.
like coming out of both sides, and they look like
Yeah.
almost like diamonds or something like.
Mm-hmm.
It's all
Yeah.
rounded though.
Kite-shaped upright plates along their backs and spikes on their tails.
You know, they whip that tail around, just
That's it.
put it in you like
Yeah,
a clubbed bat, like you were
Yeah.
talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Do you know what the spikes were actually used for on their back?
Defense.
Nope. That's what I thought too.
Chopping down trees.
No.
Yeah. Roll into them.
Rub against them. No, they were temperature regulation.
No shit.
Yeah,
Huh?
which plates were a temperature regulation device. I don't know what you'd need that for.
Well,
You
they're,
feeling like, fuck, it's
well,
cold
they're
out.
cold blooded. They're like reptiles. You know what I mean?
That's the debate. Some people don't think dinosaurs are cold blooded. That's a common debate going on in the paleontologist world right now. Is that they could be warm blooded.
You can never tell. I don't care if anybody ever tells me like what they think it is. Like you can't tell me exactly what everything was like millions of years ago. You just can't.
That's why I say scientists never have any punishments for anything. They could be
Exactly.
wrong, and
You
they're just
can't.
like,
It's all
fuck.
hypothesis.
And you go, oh, this guy's got a college degree. He must be right. He's probably wrong as shit.
He's just good at the scientific process, the process of
Learning
making
what
educated
things are.
guesses.
That's
Yeah.
all it is. That's all science is, because we'll never really know.
Yeah.
I know for sure you are wearing a Vikings jersey. Broden doesn't have socks on, it looks like.
There's a theory.
But I don't know what the kite things are on their back.
There's look at that. There's a theory that we don't, as humans, don't know anything except I think, therefore I am. So we know we exist. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
And the saying is, I think, therefore I am.
That's so for T-Rexes, you know how they think there's they just have the short little shit arms.
Yep.
Well, now people are starting to say that they have the arms backwards. They're not supposed to be facing forward. They're supposed to be facing back, and that they're wings, like they're little wings. Actually,
And I've actually heard that they think they have had feathers now.
Yeah,
Where we
a
thought they
lot,
were like
like-
scales, like,
Yeah.
and
and now they're just huge birds.
like birds are more closely related to dinosaurs than current lizards are, according to DNA and all that shit they get
Mhm.
from the bones. And yeah,
Yeah, because growing up, I used to think dinosaurs were just these massive lizard
giant
things.
gecko things.
Maybe that's from pop culture though, which we'll get into. But all right, so we talked about stegosaurs, ankylosaurus. These are known as giant lizards.
Yeah,
Lizards is maybe one of my top 10 favorite words. A lizard just sounds like,
Lizard.
what's a lizard? It's like, oof, that it's like a perfect word for what they are.
Yeah.
Like if I looked at that and they were like, put a word on that, I'd say, man, that's a fucking lizard.
Looks like a lizard to me.
Yeah. Just because it's like gross.
he had a club tail.
Yep. They were herbivorous dinosaurs with armor similar to turtles. So these are like giant turtles. They had like shells on their back with spikes all over them.
Yep.
Yeah. Which is kind of fun. Giant lizard. That'd be terrifying though. Can you imagine
Giant.
just like
And
an
they're
elephant
huge.
sized?
Like they're 20 feet long. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and they got like just rocks at the end of their tail. If they didn't like you, they just swing
God.
their tail around, club
even-
you, and they'd probably decapitate you.
Can't even imagine.
Or even the lizards now that are in like Southern America, like the giant iguanas. They
Or
are
like
freaky
Komodo
looking.
dragons.
Yeah, they're freaky looking, dude.
I don't like lizards. I like the
I
name
think
lizard.
lizards are cool.
I don't like the big ones. I think the little ones are cool.
Like
I would never want to meet one, but like I think Komodo dragons are cool as shit.
like in
Did you
speed
see
dating.
now, like in Florida, some kind of iguana or lizard or something down in Florida is now classified as an invasive species, and so people are going down there and just like killing as many of them as they can.
Because they think they're out to get us. Is that what invasive means?
No, they're
There's too
disrupting
many
the
of them,
habitat of other wildlife.
Yeah,
Oh, so then it's just
they're
free
like
game.
they're endangering other species.
So they're like,
So they're down
we'll
there and they're
pay
not supposed
you
to be
to go
there.
shoot them.
Yeah, and so people are going down there in like kayaks and blow dart guns, and just messing these lizards up.
You think you could get a lizard like dead with a blow dart gun?
Well, they
Yeah.
got like I think they got like a string on them. It's
The
weird.
blow darts or
Yeah.
the lizards?
Do you
Well,
know what-
after you-
it's almost kind of like, do you know what blow fishing or bow fishing is?
Yeah,
It's
then you pull it back up,
kinda, yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of like that.
but with big lizards.
No, they're
Big
not, like,
lizards
huge.
and
Yeah.
not a bow
They're probably like
and
the
arrow.
size of your forearm.
Oh,
I saw
Oh,
some when I
okay.
was down in Mexico last time. I saw some that were bigger than your chest.
Yeah.
Like they're huge.
Yeah.
There's some of these
Freaky.
iguanas and stuff like that. Yeah.
so weird. We're so cultured up in where we live. Like even the U.S., you don't have a ton of places in the U.S. where you're finding shit like that. I guess
No.
we don't have rainforests. That's probably why.
But I mean, most of the U.S. gets pretty cold in the winter, and these animals
Yeah.
are hot weather things.
Yeah. Okay. Ornithopods.
Yeah.
They got a beak-like jaw. Bipedal running grazers. Stiff tail as they run on their hind legs. These ones, I think, are the ones that I think of with speed.
Mm-hmm.
Like these ones are ripping around. Good luck catching them. You know.
Not a chance.
I don't know if a velociraptor falls under that, but I would imagine so.
Yeah, I think that was like the first dinosaur they thought like would have feathers was the velociraptor or any type of raptors. They think most of those are like the things that like evolved into like
Birds.
yeah,
Okay.
common birds and stuff like that.
Yeah. Pterodactyl. I don't even have that on the list, but those things were
Huge.
The big ones.
You're talking about like something with like a 40-foot wingspan.
Yeah.
Think of like a big ass eagle.
Growing up, I watched Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
And at the very beginning of the one movie, I can't remember which movie it was, there's a pterodactyl. And I was terrified
That's
of
the
it every
second
time.
one.
Yeah. I was
The
going to say, you
second
know,
live
Scooby-Doo.
action movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Huh.
Can you imagine just walking outside though and you're like, I'm going to get my mail. And you see a pterodactyl. Oof. Picks you up.
Swoops down and grabs you.
Takes
Tears
you
you
for a
away.
ride.
Careful. The pterodactyls are in the state today. Like, you know.
Ceratopsians. These are the rhinos of the dinosaur world. Large, plant-eating, and horned.
Triceratops and
Centrosaurus. Yep. Triceratops. Yeah. Broden just knows.
I know.
He knows the classifications. Triceratops. Those are kind of like the main ones, like T-Rex, Brontosaurus, Triceratops. What are other common ones that you think of when you think
a
dinosaur?
Stegosaurus.
Stegosaurus. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of them I could name, but
Triceratops are crazy. That might be one of my
the
favorite.
three horns.
dinosaurs.
Yeah. They got that big shield around their
Yeah.
neck and stuff like that.
That's-
Oh, that's that one. Yeah.
yeah. They used to just take things out because like they're just
It's like they have a cone
They're-
on their neck, so they're not supposed to
big
lick
ass
themselves.
tanks, dude. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're built for defense.
They are
Like
the
they got
tank.
these
Yeah.
bones that are just hard as shit, and the skin that like you need to be able to. Oh, it's fascinating. Like
Losing it over here.
His mouth is starting to water.
Seriously,
man.
I love this shit, man.
Good for
Do
you.
you love paleontologists? Do you know any famous ones? That's where we're going to next.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. No, I don't know. Famous paleontologist.
Richard Owen.
No.
So Richard Owen was actually coined. He coined the word dinosaur. That'd be pretty good one to have on your resume. What'd you do? I came up with the word dinosaur.
Yeah.
He also discovered Trichina spiralis, the parasite infecting the muscles of man in the disease now termed trichinosis. William Buckland wrote the first full account of a fossil dinosaur, which he named Megalosaurus. He's also famous for trying to link dinosaurs to the Bible, trying to see what the connection was there and where it was explained in the Bible. I don't know if he's successful, but Mary Anning, known around the world for discoveries she made in Jurassic marine fossil beds in the cliffs along the English Channel at Lyme Regis. So that was kind of the early development of paleontology. It started when they found them, and they're like, "Shit, we gotta make a division for this kind of stuff." I've always been fascinated by people looking for fossils, like digging them up and doing the old brush thing.
I think there's a lot of fossils found in like the Badlands area as well as like Montana and stuff like in
Have you done it-
the Midwest area.
Have you done it for like real, or like when you get one of those home kits where they like bury it in a rock and then you gotta chip
No,
it?
for real. Because I was down in Medora, and that's one of the things is you can sign up for like a day camp, and you pay like $50, and you and X amount of other people load up onto a bus, and they take you into a big dig site area where
Yeah.
it's
Real fossil dig site.
real fossil dig site. Yeah, and I found a big piece of poop from a long time ago.
Like it was it? Oh, okay. So is a human just shit there?
And then,
Found
they just
something.
covered it up. We got something here.
Get dirt off it.
And that guy's going to he's like, I
Ooh, my
shit
bad.
there
Actually, come
3
over here.
years ago. He's like, I shit there 3 years ago, and this guy thinks it's iguanodon poop.
Hey, Liam, come dig over here. I think I found something
Go
for
check
you.
this out.
And Liam goes, "This is fresh. They're not extinct."
Oh my god.
There's one near us. Yeah, I mean, I think that's. I always like watching, like you watch the YouTube videos where it's like we found this fossil. I don't anymore. I've retired from the fossil game, but
Mm-hmm. I think they just found a giant femur bone somewhere.
Like close by, you mean, or what?
No, like well, not like close by to us, but recently.
Okay.
Nathan, Google that. Recent discovery
Giant
of
femur bone.
dinosaur femur bone.
While you find that, we're gonna go into some pop culture. You guys fans of kind of the dinosaur movies and
love
pop culture,
Jurassic Park.
the TV shows?
I saw the only one I saw was like the big gorilla.
King Kong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
King Kong, and
Yeah, that ties into that.
Yeah. I mean,
he was
it's
fighting dinosaurs.
he fought one dinosaur. Yeah.
He fought Godzilla.
In Kong, the
No,
new
Kong.
one, Kong. Have you seen Kong?
It was a long time ago.
Oh, Kong came out in like 2019, 2020.
No, I was like 8 or 9.
Oh, Kong was pretty good. They're on this island.
Yeah, no, you're talking about King Kong, the movie where he fights some
He's on top
dinosaurs
of
on
it.
that island.
Empire State Building.
No,
Which one's that?
You're
That's
talking
Godzilla.
about the
That's Godzilla.
No, he's talking
No,
about the
that's-
one with Jack Black. Where
No.
there's literally like
Not
a
that one
T-Rex on the island.
no,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You said 2008 or 2009? That's the
I
movie
said
you're
I was
talking
8
about.
or 9.
That's, yeah, okay, so that's like 2006.
2006.
Yeah, big difference.
That's fine.
I'm
I'm
telling
gonna,
you that that's the movie you're talking about.
We'll see. Whatever, man.
I'm gonna give you some more movies that I think you maybe seen where there's other dinosaurs in there. Or not Liam. Nathan's got something for us. So
Yeah, what do you want to know about the femur bone?
Where's it at?
Oh, it was at
like-
France.
Francais.
In France, they found it in 2019.
Okay.
2019.
Of what? What was
I thought
the
it was
femur
much
bone
more
of?
recent than that.
It was of a
Dinosaur.
I'd like-
appears so.
I'd I'd like to find a not me personally find a fossil of it, but like remains of a giant. You know?
A giant human.
Yeah.
I think that'd be sick.
Like if you found like a 10-foot long femur bone.
But it was like, yeah, it's like our size,
Yeah.
but just really long.
And then you were like, you found it right next to the Great Pyramids, and you're like, that's who was building them.
God.
It was these giant golems.
Could be. Those
Can you imagine, though? You
pyramids,
find a
that's
skull?
That's a big topic there too.
You find a skull the size of this couch, and it's like a human skull. It has the same makeup.
I don't know if you guys dive into like any of these Reddit conspiracy theories, but there's one like where apparently this regime of soldiers in like Afghanistan or Iraq ran into like a actual giant.
Yeah, I will believe that because I think that's
Like
awesome.
they
I think
found
giants
him
are
in
cool.
they found him in the like in a cave in some mountain range in the Middle East or something like that. And
I wonder what it would take for there to actually be giants. We'd have to find a fossil of some sort.
Yeah.
Us three would have to.
for you to believe.
We'd have to do it for the world. No, just
Yeah.
for everyone to believe.
So
They're
we're
like,
just
if
gonna,
if these three can find one, it's got to be.
They gotta
It's
exist.
real,
They gotta
right?
be somewhere.
Or we got to get our own Patterson footage,
that's the worst footage.
the Bigfoot footage.
Yeah.
All right. So some movies. Night at the Museum, pretty influential in the
Oh,
dinosaur game.
with the
Ben Stiller.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
that's a good one.
Barney. He was a dinosaur. Not a real dinosaur, but he
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
man in a costume, I think.
You think he's not sure?
Yeah,
He's not quite so sure.
Never seen him get in or out of the costume. So
He's-
speculating.
Him and Barney have never been in the same room.
I'm putting together.
I'm not saying I'm Spider-Man, but me and Spider-Man have never been in the same room.
The Flintstones.
Yeah.
I never watched the Flintstones really.
Really?
No.
Love that.
Maybe growing up I did just when it was on TV, but I don't remember watching it.
Do you know what they would have called the Flintstones?
Oh God.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a piss.
That's no. We got like 30 seconds left on the show.
Yeah, you're fine.
You good?
Well, if he was gonna say
I'm not
that,
gonna say
No. Oh, he's not. Well, and I would have cut that out if he did.
yeah.
Land of the Lost.
You want to?
I love that movie so
Yep.
much.
That's
Yep.
a good movie.
That's a staple you got to watch every 3-4 years, you know.
Keep
It's not a yearly movie,
Danny
I don't think.
McBride, Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
It's not a yearly movie. There's some movies it's like I got to watch once a year.
Yeah.
Some movies I'm like I got to watch once a quarter, you know?
That's what I was just talking. I was talking to someone at the bar about that last night, where it's like this past weekend I really finally haven't had anything going on, not a lot of plans, and I was like, gotta be nice to sit down and just watch some old funny movies, like
Mhm.
all the old like Pet Detective ones, Ace Ventura,
The Hangover.
The Hangover.
That's not old, but
But I mean, like, or all the old like Austin Powers movies.
Oh,
yeah.
so funny, man.
do I
I
make
just
you Randy, baby?
last night I watched the movie called Dinosaur. It's a
Really?
live action Disney movie.
Getting hyped up
Yeah,
for this
he's-
episode.
Well, no, so like maybe a week ago I saw a clip of it on TikTok
yeah.
and then I liked it and then a bunch of them just kept popping up. And so finally, I was like, I'm watching this.
Was it
movie
good?
again. I loved it last night when I watched it just as much as I loved it when I was a kid.
I've never seen that one either.
It's awesome. I love it so much.
You like Toy Story?
I do.
That's on the list. Toy Story. There's a little T-Rex in there.
Yeah.
Godzilla. I don't know if there must be something in there. That's mainly big gorilla though.
He's just big ass.
Yeah.
No, that Godzilla's a lizard, pal. He's not. That's King Kong.
Oh yeah. See, I'm getting them all fucking mumbo jumbo here. Land Before Time.
So good.
Yeah.
Chomper.
Chomper knows the name of the dinosaur.
There's Littlefoot. There's Chomper. There's all of it. I remember as a small kid, 4 years old, I used to make my babysitter call me Chomper from the Land Before Time.
Serious?
I didn't go by my name. I went by Chomper.
He just wouldn't respond to Broden.
Yeah.
Who's Broden?
No, like serious.
Chomper, get in here.
Yeah.
What kind of stepbrother shit is that?
Yeah.
From now on, you're gonna call me Nighthawk. As soon as the babysitter
And you
walks
could call
in,
me Dragon.
I'm Chomper.
You
can
watch
call
it
me
all the time.
Chomper.
I was heavy on that movie.
Ah,
That's great.
your babysitter probably hated you.
Yeah, well,
Like
she came back.
She told
to
her
babysit
friends
me.
about you. She's like, God, this fucking kid. I walk in and he's
I
like,
was
call me
2.5.
Chomper. Yeah. Oh.
Like it was before I
Then she
lived in
definitely-
Minot. So
then she definitely hated you.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't live in Minot?
I didn't live in
Your whole
Minot until I
life?
was like 4 years old, man.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh? Where'd you live?
Down the street, Velva.
Ah,
Stone's throw.
I suppose.
Jurassic Park, probably the most influential, I would say.
Oh yeah.
And then Kong. That's the last one on the list. Kong. We talked about that though.
Skull Island.
Skull Island. Yeah, that's the newest one, right?
I haven't seen that one yet.
I haven't either.
Neither.
Add it to the list.
I
Movie
saw
list.
that scene in Kong where the guy, he's like, everybody stand back. And he goes up there with a grenade to like the one giant ass lizard thing.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
if it's a dinosaur or whatever, but the thing just looks at him and kind of studies him. And he pulls the pin on the grenade and the thing whips around, smashes his tail into the side of the cliff, and he fucking dies. And that thing starts chasing everybody else.
Oh
You ever
gosh.
see? Ever see that video of that stripper? She was at the very top.
Which one?
Very top. You can't miss this one. She goes all the way up to the top of a stripper pole, and it's like 20 feet in the air.
Yeah.
And the announcer, he goes, "It's King Kong!" And she's
Yeah.
holding the pole with her legs and beating her chest. It's ridiculous.
Did she look like a dinosaur?
Come
on.
on. Video was from far
Come
away. It
on.
was from far away.
You never know. Maybe she had summer teeth.
Well,
Some are here, some are there. That's episode 27 on dinosaurs. I haven't checked. We're gonna run the merch giveaway for another week. I don't think we have any ratings or reviews, so guys, do that, or we can't give anything away to you people.
yeah.
But I'll double check. We'll run it for one more week and then
You
go
know,
from there.
I got asked about the merch giveaway. They said, "Did you leave a review?" And they went, "Oh no, I didn't." I said, "Oh, there you go. That's your problem."
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
We can't give anything away if no one enters. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So go to Apple or Spotify,
Wherever
the
you listen.
podcast. Yeah, whatever it is, and leave a review and
5 stars and then your
0
review.
to 5 stars, whatever
No.
you think about it.
Has to
5.
be- has to be 5 star.
5 star and then it doesn't have to be, but
1 star if
leave
you
a
want a
review.
keychain. 5 star if you want a sweatshirt.
1 star if you want us to throw your name out of the drawing.
Yeah, but that's what you have to do for the giveaway.
Yeah.
Like it has to be. It's not just a comment on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or whatever.
So cool. All right, that's episode 27. Leave a rating, review, share with your friends, family, whatever you want to do. We will see you guys next week for episode 28.